Hello, my friends. I am very last minute and unplanned. I'm gonna do a replacing my screen time with reading vlog. I have literally no idea how this is gonna go. My plan is to read basically in my pockets of time when it would be so easy to pick my phone up to read. And right now, my example is that I have some kitchen towels that I need to fold and put away, and I am going to put an audiobook on while I do it. One, it will help me be more productive for the things I need to do around the house, but also it will help me actually get more reading done throughout the week. And I know this is not an entirely new concept, but I'm just trying to tweak it. I think that most people will look at their screen time and it'll say like, you spent 6 hours a day average last week, so they'll try to read for 6 hours a day. That's just not how I'm doing it. I am doing it more like in the moment when I have a choice between be on my phone or read, or when I have things I need to do around the house to be productive but I want to read, throw an audiobook on. So I'm gonna see how much reading I can get done this week by doing that. I'm busy for a few days, but then I have more free time to read. After being super busy for 2 weeks straight, I'm looking forward to those slow days. But I still want to see if this idea will change the amount that I'll actually get done. So right now as we speak, I have an hour and a half left of Divine Rivals on my Kindle. And tonight I have Bible study, so my goal is to finish that before I leave. I'm 100% know that I can do it. It's just gonna take me not being distracted. I'm also reading Reckless by Lauren Roberts on audiobook, and tomorrow the hours on my Spotify will renew so I can continue listening to that. My goal is to finish that audiobook this week. I'm also currently listening to The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls on audiobook, and I don't know if I'll finish that this week, but I would like to listen to it some, and I mostly will be listening to that today when I have time for an audiobook, because I don't have access to Reckless right now. And I'm also reading Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. My goal is to finish that by the end of the month, but I would love to see how much of it I can read this week. When I read classics, I tend to read them alongside something else. So once I finish Divine Rivals, I'll be picking a new book, and we're gonna just see. I'm gonna see if I can maybe track the pages of the books I'm physically reading, and I don't know how that's gonna work with audio. I think I might just see if I feel like I got a lot more reading done than normal, just based on feeling. So this is a 3-minute intro. That's kind of what I'm doing this week. We're gonna see how it goes. I have 1 hour and 26 minutes left in this book. I have got to leave my house at 5 p.m. and it is currently 2:43. So if this is an hour and a half left, it should let me finish the book if I don't stop reading by like 4:15-ish. So that is my goal, is to finish this book by 4:15/4:30. Okay, it is the next day. It is like 2 p.m. I finished Divine Rivals last night, and guys, I loved it. It's something that when it first came out, I wasn't sure if I was going to really love it, because I thought that it was going to be really heavy on the fantasy, which is just not my favorite genre. But it basically read like a World War II historical fiction novel with some magical realism elements in there. So if you like historical fiction, I really recommend it to you. I kind of forgot that I was reading like a fantasy book, just because it really didn't feel like that to me. So I rated it 5 stars. And today I went to listen to Reckless, but for some reason it's not letting me listen. It keeps saying that it's going to renew the hours, but then it's not renewing them. So I need to look into that. But honestly, to be so real with you, today is a bit of an emotional day for me. It's just one of those days where you just feel blah. and weepy, and so I'm trying to take it easy before I have to go to small group tonight. You can probably hear the lawnmower next door, but I'm gonna sit down and choose a book. I think that I am going to start this one, The September House by Carissa Orlando. I don't know that much about it other than it's like a haunted house that they live in. Every September the walls bleed and it's like there's ghosts or something. I know nothing more. I kind of am wanting to read something a little bit more spooky, thriller-ish, so I'm hoping that that's going to do it for me. But there's also a chance that I'm just going to keep reading Rebecca today, and either one of those options is fine with me, but I'm just going to sit here and see what feels right. I read 35 pages of The September House, and I am enjoying it, but I don't think that it's the book for me right now. There were some like horrifying descriptions at the beginning of this book, and I was kind of wanting something that would be that like the whole way and kind of keep me on the edge of my seat, but the way that it's written feels more like a slow burn type of thriller, which is not a bad thing. I just don't think it's what I'm in the mood for right now. And this copy's a library copy, so if I don't get to it before it's due back, I'm probably gonna try to do this on audiobook. I think that my plan for right now is I'm going to read Rebecca and see how it goes. Maybe that's just what I need to read today. And I have no idea what my next pick is gonna be, to be honest with you, but I will definitely update you when I pick up a new book. You're gonna have to excuse the crazy hair. We went to Costco and got 2 weeks worth of groceries, so I feel like I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off. But wanted to update you that I read the prologue of What the Wind Knows, I think also the first chapter, and it is so beautiful. This is what I decided to read. I can't remember if I updated the vlog that I decided to not do the September House. Anyways, I read that yesterday and I started this yesterday, but today I'm gonna actually get into it. My goal is to get to 100 pages of this, and I also would like to read 1 or 2 chapters of Rebecca. So it is about 1:15-ish. I'm probably gonna make a coffee for the afternoon, and I am gonna read What the Wind Knows. But I also want to show you, I made these bookmarks. I did a few different ones, but this one has some stickers on it that I had left over. It's a Pride and Prejudice bookmark, and these are actually like the cardboard part was labeled as like a gift tag when I went to Michael's. I ordered the tassels from Amazon. There was like 150 or something like that in the pack for $8, tons of different colors. And the stickers I also got on Amazon forever ago. After I read Pride and Prejudice earlier this year, I made a Pride and Prejudice specific spread in my reading journal. So I had a ton of leftover stickers, but I think that it is so cute and it goes with my book really well. I have some reading updates for you. I read 100 pages of What the Wind Knows. It is so good, so good. I'm gonna give a more in-depth update, but for now I'm listening to Reckless by Lauren Roberts. I'm 75% into it, and I am cleaning my house. It's Thursday, but I just really need to reset my house, so I'm doing that, and I will update you later with more in-depth stuff about What the Wind Knows. Okay, I am finally here to give you a more in-depth reading update on What the Wind Knows by Amy Harmon. First of all, I think that this cover is so beautiful. It's been a while since I've read a book that I have genuinely loved the cover. Not that it ultimately matters, but it's just kind of like a fun thing, and I'm really enjoying this. I am 103 pages in. I have yet to pick it up today. So I read 102 pages yesterday, basically, and I am so obsessed with the writing, and it feels like a broken record when you read a book that you really love. It's hard to say anything other than the writing is so good. So I'm going to try to tell you what about the writing is good. I think that what I'm noticing about Amy's writing is that she is describing feelings as the main character is struggling with grief in a way that feels so genuine, and also how she kind of plays with words to really get you in the narrator's head so that you feel what she's feeling while she's feeling it. There have been so many quotes that I have underlined in this book that I have highlighted. I started a page in my reading journal where I am just like writing thoughts as I have them, and I'm writing down quotes as I'm going in the book, and I want to read some quotes to you, I think. So let me find some. Regardless of context, the poem that this person wrote in the journal section of this book was so beautiful, so I'm going to read it. It says, "I pulled you from the water and kept you in my bed, a lost, forsaken daughter of a past that isn't dead. Somehow, love from sweet obsession branched and broke a heart of stone. Distrust became confession, solemn vows of blood and bone. But in the wind, I hear the strain, pilgrim soul that time has found. It moans to whisk you back again, bid me follow, sweetly drown. Don't go near the water, love. Stay away from strand or sea. You cannot walk on water, love. The lock will take you far from me." It's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. I literally read that like 3 or 4 times when I got to it and just sat there and like contemplated. Like, the way that she writes makes me think about life. Another part, so the whole point of the book, she is going to spread her grandfather's ashes where he grew up in Ireland. She'd never been to Ireland, so she's wanting to learn about the family history, and she finds the graveyard where her grandfather's parents were buried. And this is kind of how she describes it. She also says that like the middle part of the cemetery were the older ones, and then as it spread out to the edges of the cemetery were the newer ones. So she's looking at these older headstones, and it says, hopefully I'm going to pronounce this right, "In the Ballinagar Cemetery, most of the graves, especially those higher up on the rise, stood like petrified gnomes and hobbits amid the grass, peeping out at me and drawing me to them." Like, who would have thought to describe headstones as gnomes and hobbits amid the grass? Like, it's just something about that makes the mundane part of this story so alive. Like, I love it. So anyways, I am really excited to read more of this. I have been reading Reckless today. I'm just under 80% into the book, and I was around 62% when I started reading that. So as I was cleaning and doing some things around the house, I was able to get a good chunk of that read. I am hoping to read 100 pages of this. This is about 400 pages, and so my goal is to try to read 100 pages a day this week and finish it by the weekend. That's my goal. And I also thought maybe I would do a little like book haul, because I've gotten some new books lately, only 4. One of them is actually What the Wind Knows, but the other 3 are over here. If you make your coffee at home, put nutmeg in the coffee grounds. Don't put it directly in your coffee, because then you'll get the little bits. But you just put nutmeg on the coffee grounds. It's so good, and it gives you like a perfect fall flavor without like adding a bunch of sugar or anything. Okay, so book haul. I got One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. This is a TikTok internet sensation right now, and I don't read a ton of fantasy, but I hear that this is good if you don't particularly like high fantasy. I definitely don't love high fantasy, and I do enjoy some fantasy stuff like in the fall and the winter, so I'm hoping to read this. I think I'm going to read this in October. I also got A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. This is a classic, and I really love the cover of this. I think that it is so cute. This is supposed to be like a saga, coming of age story in, I believe it's the 20s. So on the first page it mentions 1912. So I am really excited to read this. I think that something I'm realizing the more that I learn my reading taste is that the books that feel the most intimidating are always 5 stars for me. And this does feel intimidating, I think, because it's so well known and because it's not like a quick read. It's about 500 pages and the words are small and it's a saga. It's like following this girl through her life, and so it's going to be like a slow burn of a story. And I always love books like that, but picking them up is always hard. So I don't think I'm going to get to this year, but maybe like in the spring this would be a good book. And the last one I got was Foe by Ian Reid. I have read I'm Thinking of Ending Things and also We Spread, and I loved both of those, so I had to get Foe. I actually like this cover more. There's another cover that has like the people from the movie or the TV show adaptation of this, and I preferred like not the movie adaptation cover. That is my little book haul. I am going to film a few TikToks while I'm sitting here. I've got a stack of books, and then I'm going to focus on reading What the Wind Knows. I'm also wanting to read a few chapters of Rebecca. I never got to that yesterday, but I do want to read a few chapters. I think what I need to do is actually figure out how many pages I need to read per day in order to finish it by the end of September, because that is not that far away, and I really would like to do that and challenge myself, so I will keep you updated. Hello. I did not read 100 pages yesterday. I read like 50 something pages. I did read a good chunk of Reckless though. Today I need to do a lot of laundry, and that means that it'll be a lot of hands-on putting laundry in, but then waiting for the cycle to run. So in that waiting time, I'm hoping to read and to get to page 300. I read 30 pages this morning, so I'm at around page 180, and if I want to finish it this weekend and read 100 pages a day, I need to catch up a little bit today and read to page 300. So I'm gonna get ready. I'm gonna shower, get dressed, and then start some chores. I got a few other things I need to do around my house that I'll probably do Reckless as an audiobook. As I'm doing those things, I need to bake some pumpkin scones, and I need to pull the meat off of the rotisserie chicken that I got at Costco. Just some random things like that. So that's kind of what my day is gonna look like. But I am loving this book so much, but also something happened this morning that makes me wonder where the story is gonna go. And I have a feeling it's gonna be an open-ended book. I'm just gonna expect that, because the worst thing is when you think that it's gonna have closure and then it's open-ended. But if I know going into it, or if I anticipate going into it that it's just going to be open-ended, then it's fine. I just kind of don't want to be caught off guard. So I'm going to go shower, and I will take you along as I read more of this book. I literally just finished Reckless. That ending? What? Part of me saw it coming. I'm trying to not give spoilers in case anyone hasn't read any of the books. Also, my dog is eating her food, so sorry that you can hear that. The ending, I suspected something along those lines would happen, but there's also so many conversations and context that need to happen. Oh my goodness. Okay, now that I've had time to process the book that was Reckless by Lauren Roberts, 5 stars. 5 stars. I was literally just telling a friend, it's not the most out of this world, unique, insane book, but every time I finish the book, Powerless and Reckless, I get a 5-star feeling. Every time. I don't know what it is. Don't know what she puts in there. The banter The romance is so good. Oh my gosh. Okay, I've been sitting here for like 30 minutes on TikTok, so I logged out. I'm trying to figure out how I can get to reading 120 pages of my book today, because I need to do that. It's my goal. I think what I'm gonna do is try to sit down and read 20 pages, take a break, read 20 pages. If I do that, I'll have 6 sessions of reading 20 pages. We're gonna see how it goes. Depending on how I feel, I might just like keep going if I'm really into it. But in my brain, it helps me to like break it up. So I'm gonna go ice these pumpkin scones and sit down with my book. I have literally failed today in this whole challenge of like not getting on my phone and reading every chance I get. Why do I do this? We're at 15 minutes till I need to start dinner. I'm literally gonna see how much I can read in 15 minutes. I'm also staying up late tonight because it's Friday. Don't have to get up and have responsibilities tomorrow. So I'll definitely be reading to page 300. Like, I'm gonna stay up until I do it. I'm currently at page 200 right now. So here we go, 15 minutes. How much can I read? Okay, it is quite a bit later. It is around 7:30. We've had dinner. Kitchen's clean, except I need to go clean the counters off. And I'm about to get fully ready for bed. Probably gonna do a face mask, light a candle, cozy up with my books. I really want to try to read 100 pages tonight, but we'll see if that happens. If not, I should have a good bit of time tomorrow to read too, so it'll be okay. But it'll just be really nice to make that goal if I can. I'm currently on page 247. It is like 10:15 or 10:30. My eyes are tired and I had every intention to stay up literally until I get to page 300, but I just learned that I need to help a friend moving tomorrow morning, and that means I probably shouldn't stay up that much longer, but I'm gonna read for a little bit and just see how far I get, and tomorrow I will probably still try to finish the book. I think that I can. I have 150 pages left. Yeah, 150 pages left of the whole book. So I definitely think I can finish this by the end of tomorrow. And I am really enjoying it. It is very slow in the middle. Honestly, I can't even remember if I ever said what the synopsis is. Basically, the main character, Anne, is grieving her grandfather at the beginning of this book. And her grandfather was Irish and asked her to spread his ashes in this lake in Ireland, and she's never been, so she travels to Ireland, and somehow in the process of spreading his ashes, she gets taken back in time to to 1921 when her grandfather was 6 years old. The story unfolds from there, and the beginning of it was so amazing to me. Just the descriptions of her like processing her grief and all of that was so beautiful. This middle chunk is a little bit slower because there's more like Irish history in it, and it's still really good and still intriguing. It's just not as fast paced, and so I feel like it's taken me a little bit longer to like get through this middle section. I am so curious how it's gonna end. Like, there's some mysterious aspects because of the magical realism part of this book, and I really do not know what's gonna happen. Like, I have zero idea, and I kind of love that. So I'll definitely keep you updated. It is officially the next week. Let me turn this one on. Better lighting. Okay, my bed is messy, but you can just ignore that. It's the next week. It's Monday. I finished What the Wind Knows last night. It was so good. I think that it's a 5-star. It might be a 4-star. It was an Irish historical fiction, and it got really, really deep into Irish politics during the Irish Revolution when they were fighting for independence. And like, learning about that topic was interesting, but I also felt very lost because I couldn't tell what characters were real and like what aspects of it was supposed to be like reading history and what aspects of it was fictionalized. And the acknowledgement section of the book actually explained a lot of that, but I typically don't read the acknowledgements until after, because sometimes there's spoilers in there when it comes to historical fiction if authors reveal things about the story, and so that's the only thing that lost me. But it still was like, it's higher than a 4-star, but not quite a 5-star. But also, I hate giving like half-star ratings or like decimal ratings. I'd rather it be a whole. So the love story, the magical realism was so good. The writing was beautiful. I'm definitely going to be reading more of her books. Yeah, that's my update. So my whole experiment this week was to see how much I could read if I made the choice between my phone or something else in a book. And I feel like I got a lot done. My goal was to finish Reckless, and I did that. I finished What the Wind Knows. I also finished Divine Rivals at the beginning of the week, and I am 50% into The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls. So I feel like the experiment worked. I definitely had days when I just doom scrolled, and I probably shouldn't have. But in general, I feel like I was more mindful of what I was doing with my time. And even if I wasn't perfect, I still saw improvement. So that's really encouraging to me, because it is encouraging me to read more by being intentional with my time. And I'm glad that I did this, because documenting my experience, I think, helped a lot with that. So this is the end of this vlog. I am definitely going to be doing more vlogs like this. Let me know what books you want to see me read in a vlog, because that would be a fun idea to do, to use your suggestions. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you so much. I've had so much fun being creative on this channel and just sharing my reading experiences with you. It's been something that has been so life-giving to me, so thank you for watching. And if you have not done so already, I would love for you to subscribe to stick around, see what videos come out next. Let me know in the comments what book you want to see me read. What books are you currently reading? Are you enjoying fall reading? Are you not a fall person? I would love to hear from you, and I will see you next time. Bye, friends.